Let's go over here to actually my profile. We're actually here in the thick of it, but let's just go into that first one, which is your profile photo privacy settings. That's under your account preferences, site preferences, show profile photos. What's up, guys? Welcome to today's free training for the LinkedIn All-Star Academy. I'm your host, Zach Scriven, and today we're going to be going over every LinkedIn profile setting imaginable. And, in the year 2020, with the coronavirus, everyone is online. People are searching for your name, whether you're applying for a job or you're an entrepreneur like myself, starting a business. You want to be found on LinkedIn, and so you want to get these profile settings right. So here are the four most common mistakes. And let me know in the comments if you guys have made one of these mistakes or seen someone make these mistakes. I have personally made a few of these. So the first one is the photo privacy settings. I see this all the time. People are having their profile photo set to invisible for second connections. And so you get a nice, you don't see your profile photo. And so I don't know how anyone would expect to want to connect with you if they can't even see you when you're even your second degree connection. Let's go over here to actually my profile. We're actually here in the thick of it, but let's just go into that first one, which is your profile photo privacy settings. That's under your account preferences, site preferences, show profile photos. So here we are. And the way to get to this box here is from your LinkedIn homepage. Once you're signed in, this is my homepage here. So we're going to click me and we're going to access our settings and privacy. And again, this is what we're going to be going over entirely of this video. But the first one is under account preferences, site preferences, show profile photos. So we want to click that. And this is the mistake I see most common. People have it set to only their connections. I don't know why you would want that. Typically I would, you could have it to be just your network. That would mean your second and third degree connections. I want it to be all LinkedIn members because I'm trying to connect with as many people as possible and just show my profile to the world. The first one. The second one is your LinkedIn profile vanity URL. So that's actually going to be under your view profile. And then you're going to edit your public profile and URL. So it's actually, but you're going to go back to LinkedIn and then you're going to click back into your view, your profile. Now from here up in the top right for 2020 and 2021, this is where you're going to go edit profile, for now, edit public profile. And then up here in the right, you have your vanity URL. Click that and you want to customize it. Now you can contain 3 to 100 letters or numbers, but you can't use any spaces, symbols, or special characters. I see sometimes people putting maybe they're the business guru or something. They put that there. I personally like just putting my name there, but do what suits you best, and that's where you can change it. All right, so now we're going back into setting number 3 that I see most common is the connect versus follow button. So let's go back to LinkedIn, and then let's get into our settings and privacy. So visibility, scroll down here to followers. So here's where you can choose who can follow you and who can see your public updates. You really want everyone to see your public updates, especially people in your second, third, and beyond network, because those are people that you haven't met yet and potentially could use your product or service. I mean, just overall, just grow your network, right? So you want everyone on LinkedIn to be able to see your public updates. And then right here is where you can make your follow button your primary button. And I'll just change tabs here to show you what that looks like. So here is actually me viewing my profile just while I'm logged in, but let's open up incognito window and see what my profile would look like to someone publicly, right? So you actually can see here, someone is going to need to sign in to see my profile. That was actually one of the settings that we had there, but it looks like I thought you used to actually be able to have this view visible to anyone, but it looks like now you're actually having to log in. But regardless, once someone was signed in, this button right here would either say connect or follow. So the reason why you would want to have connect, Shay Rowbottom has talked about this a lot, is you want to really maximize your connections till you hit 30,000, and then you get a really powerful feature, what's called an in-feed follow button. Basically, someone can follow you directly in the feed just by seeing your content. They don't need to click into your profile and then click follow. Um, like I wish I had a good example of that here in the feed. Okay, here's actually a good example of that. Let me share this. Now it's of a company page, but you'll get the idea here. This is an in-feed follow button right here, this plus follow. So for example, if I scrolled across one of Shay Rowbottom's posts, and I wasn't already following her, hers would have that. Hers would have this little plus follow button. Now, you only get that by having a maximum number of connections, or in this case, you are a LinkedIn page. But the reason why you'd want to get that is because then this is 3.5 times more likely to get someone to follow you than to like click into your page and then click follow. So that's your connect versus follow button. And then last but not least, the visibility settings. Yeah, so that's again here when you go back to your, so let's go back into your view profile and then edit public profile and URL. And here is where you can edit your visibility. You can also edit the visibility of your public profile's visibility. And here, so this is another spot where you can actually change your photo visibility settings. And again, here is actually public. I actually want mine to be public. So anyone who's even not logged into LinkedIn can see my photo. Here, it would require them to log in. But even if they were like not in my second or third degree network, they could still see it. Network is second or third degrees. And then only first degree, this is what I see too many people doing, is like, even if you're a second degree connection, this is what it will look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back to public. So that's the visibility setting. So now let's go back into everything, and we'll just start out at our account preferences, and then we'll move on from there to sign in and security, visibility, then communications, data privacy, and then last but not least, advertising data. All right, so here we are. Let's go back to LinkedIn, and then let's go into me, settings and privacy, and we'll go up to the account preferences. Okay. Profile information, name, location, and industry. Changing this here is actually going to bring you back to that main page where you can edit your high-level details, including your name, your headline, your current position. You can edit that right there. So if we close this, it'll take us right back to our account preferences. Now moving on to our site preferences. This is where you can manage your LinkedIn experience. Language, select the language that you use on LinkedIn. So here I use English, but if you use another default language, that would set the language of LinkedIn for you. Moving on to the content language. This is the language that you want to view your content in. So let's say I wanted LinkedIn in English, but I wanted to read my content in Spanish. I could set that here, and then LinkedIn would automatically translate content that was in English into my content language that I've set, in this case, Spanish. And if you don't want languages translated, you can add that here. So probably what I would, if I wanted to also view Spanish content, I could view my native content as English, but I don't want it to translate Spanish. I could set that here so I could see native Spanish content. Autoplay videos. This is a quick one. Basically, you want it to autoplay the videos when you scroll across them in your feed. That's the default behavior, is yes, but maybe you don't want that. And actually, this is a good recommendation if you're looking to minimize the level of distractions on LinkedIn, is because when you scroll across a video, it automatically starts playing and it's engaging. It's kind of hard to stop watching. Show profile photos. We wanted to show it to no one, only your connections, only your network, which would be second and third degree, and then all LinkedIn members. Your feed preference. This is where you can customize your feed, what content is showing you, what content LinkedIn is showing you. And this is that little hack I showed you earlier, where it's linkedin.com/feed/follow. So here's where you can customize your feed. Let's just say I want to follow Sarah Johnson because she is a pretty popular person here on LinkedIn, does a lot of content around helping high performers land amazing jobs. I've seen her in my feed a couple times. So I'll just go ahead and click follow. And then let me just add in the New York Times and Indeed. So you could do that there and then hit done. All right, so now let's go back to our settings, account preferences. So that was your feed preferences. Now moving on to viewers of this profile also viewed. This is where you can choose whether or not you want your own profile to show up against and next to other people's profile that someone viewed both of your guys' profile. So should we display viewers of this profile also viewed? Oh no, actually this is, do you want that box on your profile? So I currently have it set to yes. And what that does, it shows this box right here. So on my profile, it says people also viewed. I actually like this because these are people that I'm pretty close with, like Brandon Bernanson, Jackie Hermes. I met her in Milwaukee. You know, Shay Robottom, Jordan Gorspari, he's my co-founder, right? These are all people like Adam Posner, Eric Dids. Like this to me conveys trust to the audience. Maybe someone knows Brandon or they follow Jackie and they come across my profile. There's someone that we have in common. So I think that's why I keep it there. But some people may not want this here because let's pretend this is all of like your competitors. Let's say you don't want that. You can change that here. So you just want to turn that off. Let's see if that fixes that. So I click now refresh, and now it's not there. But this is people I may know. This is only showing it to me. But let's go ahead and turn that back on for me. All right. I hope this isn't boring for you guys. If you guys are following along and getting something out of this, just leave a like button. Yeah. Turn it blue. All right. So unfollowed. Here's people that I've unfollowed. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and refollow Adam. Sorry if you guys are on here. Sometimes when I'm seeing too much of some person's content, I'll go ahead and unfollow them. So it's nothing personal, but yeah. There's where you can actually see people that you've unfollowed. If you're not seeing someone's content, maybe you accidentally unfollowed them. All right, moving on to syncing options. Use the information you have to make networking easier. What does that even mean? Okay, well, let's go ahead and see how we can sync your calendar to get updates about who you'll be meeting with. So for those of you guys that don't know, Microsoft purchased LinkedIn like a couple years ago. And so now you can tightly integrate your Outlook. Looks like you can also obviously integrate your Google Calendar. So there's like ways to like book meetings directly within LinkedIn and things like that. So if you want your business systems integrated, that's where you can do that there. And then also your contacts, again, brings you to the same page. So subscription and payments, here's where you can here's how you can cancel your LinkedIn premium subscription if you want to. So here's where, it just brings you to a link to another page here. Let's see what that gives us. So here is sales. It's pitching me Sales Navigator Professional. That's what I currently use. It's $80 a month. It's pretty expensive, guys. If you're doing things right on LinkedIn, this is actually not a huge cost. So let's go back. And then you can also view your purchase history. Here's the most recent billings. As you can see, I just recently signed up for it and it's been awesome. I'm actually thinking about let me know actually if you would like a specific training just on Sales Navigator, if you guys use that or are thinking about using it. So that is your subscription and payments. Now we have partners and services. Here's where you can connect third-party services. Again, we talked about connecting your Microsoft account. You can also connect your Twitter account. But it does not look like there are any other ability to connect your Facebook or Instagram account. That would be cool. LinkedIn, if you're listening. Account management. All right. So maybe you have two actually, I know someone who has 3 LinkedIn accounts. So here's where they can go to merge those accounts, transfer connections from a duplicate account, and then close it. This is kind of where you would log into the duplicate account and it would basically merge it into the one that you're currently logged into. That sounds like it could be a topic for a specific video, but that's where you could find that here. Hibernate account. Let's say you want to temporarily deactivate your account. I don't know why you would. And maybe if you're Actually, the only reason I would recommend doing that is if like you got addicted to LinkedIn and you were trying to get off of it, then maybe you could hibernate it. And then as a last resort, I actually know someone who did this. They closed their account for over a year, and just recently, believe it or not, I'll leave their name out of it, but they just recently came back on social media. Anyone who has followed me over the last few years and been active on LinkedIn, current events, knows who I'm talking about. But yeah, it's good to see that person back on LinkedIn and doing so in a way that is healthy to their mind, body, and spirit, not getting, addicted, not losing like focus on what's important. Because I think we've all have been there, especially if you've been on social media for any length of time. I'm sure you guys have been there. So